Hello.
How's your day going so far?
It's pretty good.
Good to hear.
This
So
call
I'm
may
just
be
getting my.
recorded for note-taking and coaching purposes.
All right. So you put in your booking that you were hoping to dive into some details around like um, adding products to the store and potentially like leads and conversions. What were you hoping to cover with that?
Yeah, I just want to know what part of your system draws in like the most leads, or like, you know what I'm saying, what's the best way to bring more leads or more sales.
Hmm. I mean, on the topic of leads, there's obviously a lot of different pieces. We have a digital ads team, we have SEO services, we have things like that. We do also have our lead capture widget as part of the platform that you have access to, which I think the last time I looked at it was partially set up. I don't know if you have it on your website yet. Oh, maybe you do now.
Okay.
um, which would be one facet of it. Obviously, that involves people going to your website, and we want to make sure that anyone who goes to your website doesn't get lost in the shuffle, gets captured as a lead and as a contact within your CRM for you to follow up with. But beyond that, there's a variety of things we can do to ensure that you are directing people to your website to be captured by that widget, which would be digital ads campaigns, social posting, things like that. But those are more like, obviously action-oriented items, making sure that you're ranking on Google for search terms that you want to fall under, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Um, but with that piece in mind, it really kind of depends. Like, do you know what your website traffic is like right now? Do you get a lot of people coming to your website?
Not this particular one because, like I said, I just built the store out, and I'm still trying to tweak it and make sure that it's all the way set up how I want it. Because, like I said, the last time we spoke about the links, I'm still
Mm-hmm.
working on getting all my links right. Like I said, I got some of them right, but like I said, I just have to go back and make sure all the prices and everything are set right. So
Mm-hmm.
but some of
Well,
them were still set at 0, and I had to go back and tweak it. So like I said, I'm still trying to finalize that part.
yeah, definitely. We can definitely dive into your store and make sure that those that is all reflected the way that you want to, or the way you want it to be. And then yeah, like we talked about your social pages and things like that, getting those up and running, um, uh, that type of thing. And then the other piece that we can use as a starting metric is you do already have local SEO standard on for your account, which is a good place to start to see what you are and are not ranking for when it comes to keywords online. We can definitely take a look at that. Where do we want to start? Do we want to jump into the products and packages first?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Sweet. Do you want to share your screen and do the navigating, or I can share mine if you need.
Uh, yeah, could you share it? Because I mean, maybe it'd be better for you to go through it because I don't know the host system yet. Or
Let me bring this up here. Mm-mm-mm. All right. Um, so let's jump over to the marketplace tab here. Have you done much exploring in this part of the platform yet?
yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it. I just, like I said, I'm still just going through it and learning the little bits and pieces of it. Like I said,
Yeah, for
so.
sure. Definitely, you're not going to memorize the entire Discover Products 250 plus solutions. You're going to explore those bit by bit, but oh, just tab here. And I know that you had been working in here. We've got a couple of the packages that you've built out. And then some of our kind of older recommended packages. I'm not sure, like these get found ones are an older version of some of our recommended packages. So there might be ones that we would want to archive and take a look at some of the newer packages because they're going to have the most up-to-date pricing and product inclusions in those ones. So we've got your YouTube and your artist producers website promotion.
Yeah, I was wondering, how do I add the rest of them to there? Because like even in my store, the blog SMB login or whatever, a lot of that stuff wasn't showing up. It was there like at first, like my radio submission packages, but it's not there anymore. It just has like that one radio video submission package, but like the original radio submission package with all the listings that I showed you last time were on there, but now it's not in that store.
So the things that will show up in the store are either individual products, if you've chosen to have them show, which I don't super recommend. We can get into that in a second, or if you've added them to a package within this packages section. So it could be that your other radio video one is only a product right now and not in the packages section. So if you wanted it to show, we would either add it to one of your existing packages that we have in here, or create a new package to denote that that offering, which is the create button at the top. With that in mind, I'm guessing these, like the foundational 6 and the get found ones, are ones that you're like, these were just already in your store when you joined. Are you interested in selling those ones? Have you looked at some of the
I'm still, like I said, going through the whole system, so I know exactly what's offered and what's not offered. But,
the reason I ask about these ones in particular is, like I said, these are an older version of it, of our recommended packages. We do actually have this recommended packages tab up here that has some newer kind of revamped ones. You'll see our AI Business App Pro, which is really just highlighting all of our AI solutions within our different products. And then these digital success pieces, which are basically, again, just like the revamped versions of these products or of these packages. They're our most up-to-date price points, and also marketing, highlighting the AI features and the new tools, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, I think it would probably be valuable just to kind of clean things up and get them kind of looking the way that you probably want them to, or at the very least with the most up-to-date versions, is the foundational 6 through all of these, like basically from this foundational 6 all the way to the bottom of this list, minus your radio video one. I would probably archive these ones because they are the older ones. So click the 3-dot menu and click archive, which just removes them from your view and the public store view.
Okay.
And then explore, if we go back up to the recommended packages, explore in these ones to see if this is something that you are interested in either selling or utilizing or tweaking. And if you decide that you do want to have something like this AI Business App Pro package, you just click this Add to Store and it will make a copy of it in your store tab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So a little bit of cleanup just to get rid of some of these older ones, and then do some digging into the recommended packages. Now, like I mentioned, if you wanted to add any of the other custom products that you've already created in Vendor Center into the store, you can create a package just like your artists, producers website with promotion piece here, where you just need to include any of the products that you want included, which includes obviously your custom product in there. And anything else you would want included in that one. You do also have the option, and I'm just going to jump over to the products section, and we're going to look at this My Products tab just to look at only the ones that you've created. Now, if you wanted these products to just show without creating a bundle around them, you do have that option. The reason I don't recommend doing it too much is that you can't really organize them super well within your public store. So unlike the packages that can be sorted into different categories, your individual products will only show in the all tab, and there's no way to kind of categorize them in there. So it gets pretty messy pretty fast. That's why I usually recommend like having your bundles and knowing if someone says, you know what, all I need is the artist profile package, you can sell them that without doing a bundle, but keeping your store like bundle focused. So you're kind of showcasing the full holistic solutions that you offer, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So just quick breakdown there. The other thing that I'll show, if we jump into this manage store tab, give this a second to load here, you'll see this store preview at the bottom here. So this is what I meant by having like the individual product. Ad critter, it looks like we have set up to show within your public store, but it gets really cluttered. So like ad critter, advertising intelligence, and then some of your bundles, and then we have boostability, and there's no organizing this all tab. It's basically just alphabetical, everything that you might offer. Whereas all of these tabs, advertising through content and experience, can be customized. You can rename them, you can drag and drop packages into them, all sorts of things, which actually I think would be pretty valuable for you if we look. So still under managed store, we've got this categories section.
Mm-hmm.
You can rename or create new packages, or sorry, new categories for anything you want, and then put whatever packages you want into those categories. So right now, your radio video submission package is only in the all category because you haven't dragged it into one of these other categories, which you might want to rename some of these to highlight your different services, right? Instead of just advertising, social, SEO, put your own kind of spin on things.
All right, that's good.
Yeah. And then honestly, I more often than not recommend hiding the all tab because it gets pretty messy, like we talked about. So then it's just like just your categories and what falls into those categories, but totally up to you how you want to organize that. Just come into this manage store and then categories section, and you can start to play around with it.
Okay.
I might have sent you this resource in the past, the Build Your Store guide, but it dives into like all of these pieces that we're touching on, like finding products, creating products, building packages, organizing, all of that. So I'll resend that in my follow-up email, so I'm getting that. Now, in this managed store section, the last couple things I want to show is first this contact form, which we've already got set to you. I think we've talked about the like purchase method on your packages before. Does that ring a bell?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, cool. So what I'm really referencing with that is when someone clicks on a package, either in Business App already as a customer of yours and logged in, or if you put this public store on your website, when they click on the package, what this button does. So you can leave it as buy. I caution you to not do that unless, or at least not do it very often, and I'll get into that in a second. You can also have it be a contact form, which because you are the salesperson assigned to their store, when someone sees this artist/producer's website with promotion, they would have this contact sales and you would get that message. They would click this button and it would come to you to say, hey, I'm interested in this package, and kind of be that initial kind of lead indicator for you. And then the last option is obviously you can send it to an external URL. So like I have a partner that is using a separate payment portal. So when someone clicks on the package in their store, they actually want to send them to the payment portal in their existing system rather than do it through our purchasing system. That's just kind of another option that you have.
What I tried to do last time when I was telling you about my Pipeline Pro CRM. So did you put that in there, or would it
I didn't add anything in here, but that is a workflow that you can use. So like you could have this package built in our system and this package built in your Pipeline Pro system. And when someone clicks this this button on the package, it would send them to the purchase modal within your Pipeline Pro. So you have that option. You just have to build that the way that you want and put that external URL in here. What I would definitely recommend, if you are sending them to an external URL, that obviously when payment is processed within that other system, you need to then come activate those products in the Vendasta platform, because otherwise it won't automatically do that because you're taking them out of our platform. So we no longer know what's happening outside there. We don't know if the payment failed or if they decided not to do it. So you have to be on top of, once they paid, coming back in here and activating those products, making sure they have their user attached to their account. So that's why I usually recommend this contact form, because then you get to have a conversation with them. And then once they pay, you already know who they are, you already know who their account is, all that kind of thing. It just makes sort of a cleaner process, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. But any whichever choice you do make, and I think we're probably not going to do add to shopping cart, right? Because you're not doing payment processing through our platform right now.
I thought I was. It's still Stripe, right?
Yeah, we can. We absolutely can. I just wasn't sure if you had landed on doing it through our platform fully or not.
Well, like I said, I'm just checking all my options right now because, like I said, I started last time and was sending them to my pipeline. Then I set up all the Stripe stuff, so I'm just wondering if Stripe is.
It's connected so you can collect payment through our platform. So it is set up so that you can. You just kind of need to land on the process that you want your customers to follow with that. Which either way, I still recommend a contact form, because especially with something like the bundles that you're creating around the customers that you work with, I feel like you're going to have a conversation with them every time, especially if you're looking at a website build. So getting them to reach out to you and express interest kind of lets you finalize those details.
Okay. So your like marketplace, as far as that, and those, like you just said, a website build. Your company will build the website out for them, or
if you sell them one of our tools. We do have website builds, we do have a service for building websites through our marketing services team. It just, as long as that's the product that you activate for them, then you would absolutely be able to do it. Which I can show you what those products look like. Right now, what you have here, our team wouldn't build anything because you don't have a website product included in this package.
Okay.
But we can look at that if you want. Let's jump over to the Discover Products section here. So there's a couple things. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I thought I set up a package for website build in my vendor center.
I mean, if it's your custom product, then the assumption is that you are doing the website build. If you want our team to do the website build, you just need to add our product to your package instead of your vendors.
Okay.
Yeah. So like we have two main website services. We have a templated website, which is basically a 3-page website is the baseline, where our team would create that website for your team. They can always order additional pages if they need like a 5-page website or something like that, which would just be an add-on on there. What's nice about this, if we scroll down what to expect, when you order the product on a customer's account, you'll be taken to the fulfillment form, which is what our team needs in order to get started on that build. It's all of the details that we need to build the website for your customer. Their brand details, their links, their domain, all of that kind of stuff. And then they will do an onboarding call with either your customer directly if you want them to, or with you if you want to be kind of the middleman for it. Then they'll build the website, send out the mocks, do revisions, all of that kind of stuff. And it's designed to, like, we kick off the process within 2 business days of you completing that fulfillment form. So we get started on it very quickly.
Right.
Yeah. So this is probably our main website product that we use. We do also have a tailored website product, which just has a much higher price point and a much more customized process. So you do that for someone that has maybe really specific needs, or also a higher budget specific requests, that kind of thing. The templated website starts with a framework from our system, and then our team obviously customizes it to the degree that is needed for that one.
Okay. So what's the markup? I mean, it's my price or whatever. If I want to.
So let's go back to this view, because that actually shows you both. So templated website, your wholesale cost is $299, and then we recommend selling it for $500. But if your customer is getting more pages, or if you're doing more work on the side, like if you are, you know, owning that process and being the middleman for that customer, you'd probably hike that cost up a little bit further, right? Because your time is being invested in it, or if you're doing other things for them. But if you're just ordering it and having our team interface with your customer, then we recommend that $500 price point.
All right. So you do all the talking back and forth with them, or the
Yeah, we would need you to make sure that they filled out the fulfillment form details, or that you did it on their behalf. And if we can't get a hold of them, then obviously we're going to come back to you and get you to chase them down. But the initial ordering and form fill out, we expect you to do that with your customer or for your customer. And then once we have that fulfillment form cleaned up, created and filled out, then our team will take over that process and work with your customer directly if you want us to.
Okay.
I actually have some really cool resources on website builds as a service with our team. We have a webinar, and I actually have a whole breakdown that I'll put in my follow-up email on the website ordering process, because there are some steps to it that are a little bit more complex than some other products. So I'll send that in my follow-up, just so that you have access to that. And then I always recommend that you come into the product page here and explore the info that we have in here. Obviously, we've got some quick blurbs, the what's included section. If you actually click on this, it's going to open up what we call our expectations brochure. So that's what this looks like. What to expect as you're ordering it, and kind of a timeline of how this all happens.
Do you also offer like sales funnels? I can't remember, dude.
Not necessarily, like not a strict building of a sales funnel. We obviously have the facets of that. Like we have digital ad services from our marketing services team, as well as like the ad critter one that you have in some of your packages. We have different tools that kind of start that process on an ad side, and then drive those leads to our platform if you want, or within the customer's website, wherever you kind of want to go with that piece there. And then if it is coming into, like for you, into Partner Center, into your CRM, you can build processes around what you want to happen from there, or your customers actually have access to a CRM within Business App as well. So if we're running a digital ads campaign or building a website for your customer, we can drive them into the CRM from there.
So you said the customers also have access to a CRM?
Yeah, I can show you what it looks like. Let's jump over to your accounts here. So we'll use your account as an example, since it's the only one we've got in here. But you'll see we've got this open in button in the top right-hand corner, and Business App, that's the client-facing portal Business App. So your customers, let me share this tab instead. When you get them set up in the platform and get them logging into their dashboard, this is what they will see. You've obviously got some products active on your account already, which they would see whatever had been activated for them. But then you'll see this CRM tab is something that all of your customers will have access to once they log into Business App. So they can add contacts, they can create opportunities for their potential customers, for their leads. They can set up a My Meeting link, all that kind of thing.
Okay, that's good to know.
I'll send you some resources around like getting your customers set up within the platform. Once you're ready to, once they're a real customer, once they've purchased something or they're about to purchase something and you're ready for them to have access to Business App, you need to create them as a user on their account. So you're a user on the lifetime management account here. You would do the same thing. You would create your customer as a user. And then you click this resend welcome email. You can also do that at the time of creating them as a user. You can send them the welcome email, but if you created them as a user and then are coming back later, you click this resend. And that's what prompts them to log into Business App and create their password.
Okay.
And then the other thing that actually, I'm going to jump back to our business app tab here real quick because we've referenced it a few times. They also have access to your public store. So anything that you've published in that packages section, your customers will be able to see within business app. So like, let's say you sold them on one particular service, maybe you built a website, you had our team build a website for them, and then they can come in here later and be like, oh, I'm actually kind of interested in XYZ solution that's in the store. So this is why I recommended doing some cleanup in here and putting your packages in whatever categories you want, because your customers will be able to see it here in business app.
All right.
Perfect. All right. Okay, store, business app. Is there anything else I wanted to show in the marketplace? I don't think so.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
There's a question I like to ask because I think it's in the vendor center, but when it lists my packages, it asks for like the marketing or whatever. And then can you like have like an affiliate under that, or where people could sell my same stuff, or is that just
Not built into our platform in that way? We don't have kind of a like an affiliate program built in for partners, but if you like, the understanding with our platform is that you're bringing them in as a salesperson within your partner to sell to your customers, but not as a like secondary reseller. We don't have that built.
because it was saying selling, and
I think it's just looking for you to create kind of the marketing materials around your products and packages, which, like, if we click into one of these ones, you can expand on in here. You can put your tagline, your description of what's included with this package. You can give it an icon, a banner, and an image, all that kind of stuff.
well, could you go to the vendor center real quick so I can show you, because that's not exactly what I'm talking about. And just open up like one of the packages or radio submissions. Yeah.
This one?
Like the USA AC right under it. But anyways, I could show you.
This one?
Yeah, that should be it. I'm just going to show you. Go into marketing, please.
Oh, gotcha. I think I know what you mean. The reseller marketing?
Yeah, reseller marketing. So what is that for?
Yeah, so a little bit wonky with the terminology, but basically what it's meaning is anything that you set up in this top section of marketing, the end user marketing section here, is what your customers will be able to see if they click on this product within a package in your store. So anything you want your customers to be able to have access to, you can put all the marketing details in here. You can add FAQs, you can put videos, anything that you want your customer to be able to see. This reseller marketing would be if you had resources that you want to be connected to this product, but you don't want your customer to be able to see. So the wording of it is weird. It's basically just the partner center version of this product. So if you had a sales team in the platform, they could access the reseller version of it and your customer would see a different version. The reason that we have reseller marketing as kind of the terminology is if you came to sell solutions within our marketplace to all Vendasta partners, this is also how you would set up the product. So you would have a version of that product material that is available to Vendasta partners to sell, and then a version that's available to the end customer. But that's a completely different piece. Like if you wanted to have a product or solution in our marketplace, you have to go through a whole different process. It's not just creating a product in Vendor Center.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was an affiliate.
Yeah, not quite. It's just kind of the wonky terminology that we have for it. Yeah.
That's something that you should add, but I mean, that's just my opinion.
It's we do have a process for, like, if you're interested in selling a product through our marketplace to all Vendasta partners, that is something you can reach out to and express interest in, and our vendor center team, or like our vendors team, sorry, would work with you to see if that's something that would be feasible to bring to our marketplace, but not a direct piece that you set up in the platform.
Okay.
All right. We've got about 15 minutes left on the clock. That's what I wanted to cover around kind of the store and products and packages. We touched on users and accounts a little bit. I definitely have more to expand on there if you're interested, or is there any other questions you wanted to dive into first?
Basically, what would you? I mean, because I'm still trying to grow my business and scale it out. So, like I'm saying, I mean, I know I could offer stuff from the marketplace to my clients, but as far as me, what am I able to like use? Because I've tried to like add a couple of extra stuff like the SEOs and stuff like that, just to.
Yeah, absolutely. You actually have a couple products that were included with your contract, which included a Google Business Profile verification and claim for yourself, and then reputation management, social marketing, and local SEO Pro as products, which I believe you have some of that active. We have two accounts or two versions of your business as accounts in here. I think just like one had a snapshot report and one had products. So now that the snapshot report is expired, do you want to archive this account, the duplicate?
Yeah, which one had the products in it or whatever?
So this one here, you can see under the products tab,
Okay.
It lists the 4 products here, and then the top one just had a snapshot report. So we could archive this top one.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, just make sure I'm clicking on the right one here.
I was kind of keeping a dummy account, but
I mean, if you want to keep, you can still use your account for any testing that you want to do with products.
okay.
Totally up to you. You can come back and delete this at a later date if you want to. But if we go into this account that has your products active here, you've got a couple products set up here. It looks like there was an activation error back in November. We can dismiss this if you're not.
Yeah, okay. So
So
how do you add the more products to there?
Yeah, so you have social marketing, reputation management, and local SEO Pro included from your contract. You get a year of that free from when you started. So it'd be a little less than a year now. You'd have 9 months or something of it included with your contract. For local SEO, because you have the standard one on this account already, you can actually just click this 3-dot menu and change edition, and then you could upgrade it to the Pro one here. You'll see with that little workflow there. And then if you wanted to activate social marketing and reputation management, you'd click, just to show where I'm clicking here again, you would click the order products button here. Mm-hmm. And then you'll see social marketing and reputation management right here. You have a pro and a premium of the reputation management. So basically you could have pro on your account and give premium to a customer, or vice versa, just depending on which edition you want to have access to on your own business. The big difference between pro and premium is premium pulls in the review requesting features, and also which includes some SMS functionality. That's kind of the big add-on that you get with premium. So that's how you would go about activating them. What I'll do today is I'll send you some resources on those 3 products: local SEO, reputation management, and social marketing, so that you can decide if you want to activate those for yourself. I definitely recommend playing around with it, because you do have access to those products if you want to explore them. And then you do also have a couple other ones that you can activate for a customer, including Inbox Pro and Campaigns Pro, which are tools that you have access to in Partner Center, so you wouldn't activate for your own business as a customer. And I'll send you the different product pages for all of those pieces in my follow-up email. The last one is actually a managed service, which is having our team verify and claim a Google Business Profile. Do you have your Google Business account claimed already?
Yeah, it should be, but is there a way that you could verify it? I mean, because they always call me. And that
We can take a look. Lifetime management. The main thing would be if when you are logged into Google, do you have access to like make changes to that listing? Like update the hours, change the services, anything like that. Yeah. So that means that you can only do that if you have claimed and corrected your product.
Unknown caller.
So I just did a quick Google search for lifetime management in Aurora, Colorado here. And I'm guessing this is it. It's got your correct address that we have in the system and everything. I do see the own this business button, which is something that you it shows there is an email, or this listing is already managed by an email that starts with SI. I'm guessing that's correct. Perfect.
Yeah. Can you change that, or does it matter?
You have to do it as the owner of that listing. So if you log in to Google with that email address and then come to cancel. I don't actually want to claim ownership of this listing from you. When you come to your Google tools, you should have one in this little square of squares up here when you're logged into Gmail, and just come to your business profile manager and you'll be able to put another email on there as an owner, or make any changes that you want to on that profile.
All right.
Yeah. Perfect. Which means since you do own this listing already, you still have one free activation of Google Business verification and claim. So that's something that you could sell to a customer, and just the first time you activate it, you don't have to pay the wholesale for that service. But what I'm going to do in my follow-up email today, since we've got 5 minutes left on the clock, I'm just going to talk about next steps. I'm going to send you some of the resources that we talked about, the website build stuff, the build your store, the products, all of the products that were included with your contract. And I'm also going to send you your resources moving forward. You have access to our customer success team, our resource center, office hours, a couple different things like that. I'm going to put all of that in my follow-up email since this is your last onboarding session. So I'm just going to give you all of those resources that you have moving forward. The biggest one as kind of points of contact and places where you can come for questions is you have the support team. If it's something technical, like if you log into the product and it doesn't seem to be working quite right or something like that, that would be a support question. And you can always reach our support team with this little help icon in Partner Center, the little question mark in the black bar.
Mm-hmm.
Click that and you'll see there's a phone number to reach them. You can do a live chat with the support team as well. And you can always submit a ticket by emailing support@vendasta.com. So a couple different ways to reach out to support. And then the customer success team, which are like your sales points of contact moving forward. They're who you would come to if you're like, hey, I want to, or I have this opportunity and I wanted to run it by you, something like that. We actually have a booking link for office hours, which is a 15-minute meeting that you can book with one of our customer success team members. And we run that office hours piece Monday to Friday. So you can always schedule in for 15 minutes with a member of that team.
Okay. That's good.
Perfect. So I'll send that in my follow-up email as well.
And you said in the email, are all these, they're all recorded?
Yes, all of our training sessions have been recorded. Yeah. Okay. I sent you the recordings from our last two in previous emails. I'll resend those links and today's recording as well.
Okay.
I'll do that in my follow-up. All call recordings. Perfect. All right. Any last minute questions for me here?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything that I was interested in. Like I said, I thought a couple of things like the reseller was an affiliate, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And
okay, perfect.
What's the best way to scale it? I mean, on my end, my own stuff, get it out there. What else would you recommend for? Like,
I would say first step, getting your like your social up and running, and then honestly just talking to people about the services. Like once you have your store set up the way you want with the bundles you want to sell, just starting to have those conversations. Bring your potential prospects into the platform and run snapshot reports on them. See where the gaps exist for their business already, so you can start to make those suggestions. And then moving forward, maybe you want to do something like a digital ads campaign, either through our team or on your own end. But to start with, I would say start bringing in some of these potential customers of yours and running snapshot reports and just having conversations with them about your offerings.
Okay.
I'll talk about that real quick as a last thing here. You have you have a workflow to bring in prospects into the platform. You can either bring them in as accounts with this Find Accounts button or with this Create Account button. If you know they're someone that you're like ready to talk to and maybe is close to selling. You also have the option to bring them into your CRM, which is kind of more of the prospecting space. So like if we come into the CRM companies tab, you'll see this Find Leads. What's cool about this is you can really do it as a sort of a general search. Like if you don't have a specific list or a specific person that you're ready to bring into the account, into the system, you could look up, you know, as a particular niche, coffee shops near me. I'll just use this as an example because it's pretty easy to understand one. So this is downtown Saskatoon, which is where our office is located. So a bunch of coffee shops around there. What's cool about this is it gives you 20 that came up with that prompt. And you could say, cool, I'm interested in reaching out to these coffee shops and seeing if they're interested in digital marketing services. And it gives you a breakdown of like where that business is at, their Google reviews, whether or not their Google business profile is claimed, and whether or not we found a website for them. So just kind of gives you an initial view of who these people are, and any that you choose to bring into your system, you just check off the box and then click Create Companies down here, and then you can run a snapshot report for them, do anything like that.
All right.
Perfect. I'll send you a resource on that Find Leads workflow just so you can explore that further. And then as a reminder,
from Google.
Yes, it pulls that information from Google. So if they don't have a Google business profile, it won't be able to find them. But you can always add them manually just by putting in their details. But the only other thing that I wanted to remind you is you have 25 free snapshot reports every month. So we're at the 11th of February. Those 25 are going to reset on the 1st of March. So this would be a great opportunity. Bring some companies into the platform, run snapshot reports, start to see how they're doing online, and kind of go from there.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to send you my follow-up email later today, and the resources that I mentioned that you have access to moving forward. I obviously don't fall off the face of the planet just because your onboarding project is done. So if you have any questions about anything that we talked about, feel free to respond to that email and ask me. I'm happy to help.
I appreciate it.
Perfect. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day today, Arthur. And I'll get that email to you and we'll see where this all goes.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect. Take care.